And the more that we've run we've been in business, Mike, and we've been running one call closers, and the more that we've been doing this game, and the more we see top producers, and the more we have the bottom 80%, the less and less patient I feel like I get with people. Because I'm like, damn, dude, I'm just tired of hearing why you're not closing. I'm on T3 leads. Okay, that's great, dude. So is that guy, and he just did 150,000 cash collected this month. Anytime you want to just give a but statement, yeah, I could, but it's like, just get rid of all the buts in your life.
Welcome back to another episode of the Closers Network podcast, guys. If you aren't in our community on the school platform, I'm going to encourage you to click that second link in the description below and make sure you join our free school community where we give you 5 days a week free coaching, right? Free coaching from the same team leaders and individuals who have helped scale our sales agency, One Call Closers, to over 200 million in revenue in just the last 5 years. Guys, we've taken over 250,000 sales calls. These are the same individuals and same team leaders giving you the training. But guys, today I'm excited because we have a returning guest, a special guest today. Mm-hmm. You may have heard of him. He's got a few names around here, including the one that he carries called Sugar Daddy. But that being said, guys, I'm excited to reintroduce our guest today, founder of One Call Closers and the Closers Network. Please help me welcome CEO of One Call Closers, none other than Richard Mugica.
What up, Mike? Good to be back, bro.
What's up, Rich, man?
Let's do this.
Thank you for coming back on.
Thanks for having me.
I'm excited, man. So actually, one of the things I'm really excited to talk about today, I think, how long would you say the Closers Network has been around now? About a year?
No, longer. A
little bit longer?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would say probably over 2 years.
Over 2 years?
Oh yeah, probably over 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. So it doesn't feel that long.
Yeah. We didn't start getting serious about it though for about a year.
Till I came on.
Yeah. Till Junior Sugar Daddy came.
So it's funny because I was looking at when I started doing some coaching calls, and I think it was right around September, October of last year, somewhere there. So it was probably around a few months before that. But that being said,
that was a kickoff.
We just hit 10,000 friggin'
11,000.
What would you call it? I mean,
11,000 students, members,
subscribers, members.
Yeah.
We have a lot of different names for it.
Yeah, it's crazy. We add about 65 members a day, give or take, maybe 70.
Geez, 65, 70 members a day. That's pretty intense.
When we started, we thought, hey, if we can get like 5 members a day, that'd be cool. Mm-hmm. And then it went to 10, it just kept growing.
How does that feel to now have gone in about 2 years time frame from 0 to almost 11,000 members?
It's crazy, bro. Well, and here's the cool part is that it's 11,000 members, but they're all there for a specific reason, right? Mm-hmm. They're all there to either learn sales. So they either want to get better at sales, or they're intrigued by remote sales, remote high ticket closing, and they want to learn the game and then get into a position. So it's very niche too, which is cool.
That's right. So that's essentially what we do is we help 2 different types of avatars, right? If you're someone in sales and you're already on an offer and you're looking to take things to the next level and 2, 3x, maybe 4x your commissions, that's something we can help out with. And somebody that comes to mind that I recently heard from is Rajiv. I think you know Rajiv.
Oh, Rajiv. Oh, yeah. Our man, Rajiv. No doubt about it.
So he came on, dude. Actually, I want to tell a story about him. I think it's cool for people to hear. But
that's good, dude.
Rajiv has been coming to the coaching sessions, he said, for the last few months. And he actually made a post. You guys should go check it out. Look for his name, Rajiv. And you can see all the different kind of engagement that he has in there. But he recently just made a post and he talked about that just coming on 2 months of coaching calls, he's made more money in the last month than he has in an entire freaking year. And all he's done, guys, just so you know, is attend free coaching calls. He hasn't paid for anything. He's done nothing other than show up and ask for help. And that's the one thing that we can't do for you, right? Is to show up and ask for the help. And we always have a motto here is like not to suffer in silence. And Rajiv embodies that very well, right? If he's struggling with something, he'll reach out and he'll ask for help. Yeah. And he'll ask me how to role play. He'll ask me how to do this and the other coaches as well. And it's just crazy to think like, dude, someone could come in off of free stuff that we're doing and a matter of 1 month be able to generate as much money as they made in the last 12 months prior.
In 12 months
how do you process that when you think about that?
Well, here's the funny thing about Rajiv, and Mike probably won't tell you because he doesn't want to brag about himself, but Rajiv just said, he's like, dude, Mike, I come to every single one of your training sessions. And he's like, I just do what I think Mike would do. So he's like, anytime I have a problem closing, I have a question come up with, I'm on a prospect, I just ask myself, what would Coach Mike do? And so, dude, with that being said, like Rajiv, like he's very clear. I just like going to Mike's training sessions and I do whatever Mike does. And if I do what Mike does, I make more money. So no, he's a cool dude.
And on that note, I'm curious to get your take because I have a different take. I think I've heard a lot of different takes, but I've kind of heard your take. I'd love for our listener to hear your take. When it comes to somebody who's trying to learn and watch sales calls, right? There's a few approaches you hear. It's like, hey man, you should like follow this one person and copy exactly what they do. I've heard other approaches where it's like, dude, you should listen to a few different people's calls that you align with, take bits and pieces from here and there and come up with your own thing. And I've heard anything in between. Where's Richman at with that whole idea of if you're just starting out, or maybe you're already seasoned and you're like, dude, I'm not where I should be, or I'm not where I want to be, but I know there's an opportunity because I see what the top reps are doing. I see there's potential to make 30, 40, 50,000 a month. I'm not there yet. What advice would you give to someone who's maybe there right now, new or seasoned, when it comes to actually listening to other people's calls and imitating kind of their styles or coming up with their own?
Yeah. Well, it's a good question. And I really believe in this phrase, which is copy before you innovate, right? So, I mean, dude, I think it's just a life principle. Anytime somebody's crushing it in any arena, it's hard not to say just copy what they're doing. You know what I mean? So like if you have top producers in your company, in your organization, and that guy's the top dude, he's doing something right? It's not like sales is very predictable. It's like you do the right stuff, you get the right outcomes. So it's like if you're not getting the right outcome, you're doing the wrong stuff. So why not just copy the top guy, right? Like copy. And when I say copy, a lot of people don't understand what that means.
Let's break it down.
What it means is you literally copy everything they say. Like you copy everything. You copy the words, you copy the questions, you copy the pitch, you copy the objection handling. You literally copy. A lot of people think when I say copy, they think like, oh, well, you just kind of mimic, sort of what they do. No. I literally mean you copy everything. Verbatim. Right. So like if they have if they're on a sales call, what I would do is I would download the sales call. I would put it into a transcription service that would give you the transcribe of their words. Yep. And then I would just study that. Right. So it's like, okay, what does he do during the pitch? What exactly does he say? It's like right here. Okay. So then you just read it over and over and over and over, watch him say it so you can match the words with their tonality because as you know, tonality gives meaning to words, right? Yep. So you copy the words and then you watch them say the words. And then that's how you try to match their energy with the words. And then you just do that. And I guarantee you, man, like if there's anybody watching this, that will make you a lot of money.
Dude, it's so funny because I'm thinking back to when I first got hired on at FitBody. You actually hired me at FitBody. Yeah. And I remember coming in and that's exactly what I did. I think I just copied exactly what you were doing. And I was like, dude, he's the top closer right now. I'm just going to imitate exactly what he's doing.
That's it.
And I just followed the process. I trusted in the process.
And that script, by the way, that we had for FitBody Bootcamp was just based off of what we were saying on the call.
Yeah.
So like, that's how you should design your script, right? It's like you take the top guy, you build it off of them, and then you just say it.
Just copy the talk track, copy the
talk track. And then here's a big mistake, man. I'm telling you, like a big mistake is what's going to happen inevitably is because, especially if you're new at sales. Now, if you're a seasoned sales guy, if you copy the top dude, you might do better faster. But if you're new at the game, you start copying the top guy, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to get immediate results, right? Like you're not going to start closing like the top guy right away, right? You still got to go through the scars and you still got to get the experience and you still got to, but you just keep doing it, right? Because with every rep, you're getting better. You're getting better at delivering it. You're getting better at mimicking it. You're getting better with the tonality. You're getting better with the scripting. So it's like what happens is, and I see this over and over, I'll tell somebody to go copy. First of all, they don't copy because they don't think that I really mean copy, but I do mean copy. And then they're not getting the results. They're like, well, dude, I'm not closing like the top closer. It's like, yeah, no shit. You're like, you just started, right? So, but then what they do is because they get frustrated, they're like, well, I'm not closing that good on this guy's script.
It's time to change.
Yeah, time to change it up. Let me go see what else is out there. Let me go ask this coach. I'll ask that coach. I'm going to go see what this guy's doing. And then by the time, they get around to it, they're all mentally messed up because they're trying to take pieces from this, trying to take pieces from this. Oh, this person told me that. And Trish, man, she has a great line. Trish, by the way, guys, is a savage at One Call Closers, but she has a great line. And the line is this: everything works. Mm-hmm. Right? Because you're going to have one guy closing one way and you're going to have another guy closing another way, and they're both closing really well. And then the question becomes, well, they're doing like opposite stuff. It's like, yeah, and that's okay. Everything works if you master it, right? Like if you just master the conversation, this guy might be saying different words. This guy might be saying different words, but at the end of the day, they're getting the job done.
That's right.
Because they've mastered that conversation. So it's not about like getting it perfect. It's just about mastering that one script and getting so dialed in at it that like it's game over.
It's game over, dude. And it's funny you said that because Trisha's, we call her the silent assassin, and that name goes back to a pastime.
Yeah,
but we have a coaching student who Zavin, right? So
Big Zavin.
Yeah, Big Zavin. Big Zavin. So he was like, bro, he's like, so, and this happens to a lot of new closers, right? They get in their own head when they're closing. Everything Rich just talked about, it's kind of a process like you'll go through as a new closer. And so Zavin started like switching everything up. He started going and trying this person's thing, and he listened to this person's call. And you told him just copy one person, right?
Just one person.
But then like next week he comes back to the lake house. It's like, oh man, he's in his own head again. He's thinking about all this stuff. I'm going to change this. I'm going to change that.
That's right.
And he told me, he's like, I got onto a call with Trish. And she's like, bro, she hit me hard. I was like, what did she hit you hard with, bro? She's like, bro, she told me that you only need about 3-4 weeks to really understand sales. And she told me like, you already know what you need to do. Cause he was trying to take time off, spend a day or two to redial in his framework, re-listen to 5 other people's calls, do this, do that. And Trish was like, Zavin, you already know how to freaking close. You just need to take more calls.
That's it.
Like you literally have to stick to what you were doing that was working and just take more calls at this point. Not take time off, not do more call reviews, not listen to other people's calls. You've already closed before. You got a few wins under your belt. You know what you need to do. And he goes, damn, bro. She's so right. She hit me so hard.
That's right.
He's like, it was one of the most biggest moments of clarity that I've ever had.
100%. Another way that I interpret that, by the way, when she says you just got to take the calls, which most people just don't want to hear this. But another way of saying that is you just got to do the work.
You got to do the work.
You can't get around. You can't shortcut doing the work to get good, right? But somehow people magically think that, after a month, and I've never been in sales, I'm going to like be closing really well. It's like, why? Why would you? Like, what indicators do you have that you're going to be closing really well? You're brand new at this. Tell me as somebody that's brand new at anything that's going to do just phenomenally well. Yeah. You're not. You're going to suck. But then you put in the reps. You put in the reps. You put in the reps. You stop looking for the shortcuts. And you're like, dude, my path's here. The top guy's here. My path's like a straight line. I'm at A. He's already at B. Let me just copy the path. But then you got to do the work. Can't shortcut.
Got to do the work. Dude, that's so true. That's so true. It's profound stuff, but it's so true.
And then what happens is, Mike, so look, you copy, and then once you get as good as that top guy, and now you want to go beyond him, right? Now you're like, dude, by the way, that's a mental game. But if you want to now get beyond him, that's when you start innovating, right? So it's like, okay, I've mastered this conversation. I'm making about what he's making, but how do I double it now?
How do I go to the next
level? I go to the next level? And there's things there that you're going to have to start tweaking now, right? Because probably you're going to hit a cap at some point. But that's when you start innovating, right? Not first. You don't innovate first. You copy first. Then to get to the next level that nobody's been to, you start innovating, unless you find another guy to copy.
It's interesting you said that, because one of the things I feel like Ava did when she came in for the V-Shred offer is like take things to the next level.
That's right.
And surpass the number one rep by double the amount of revenue.
By double.
But now when I'm looking at the leaderboard, I'm seeing some of those people that were on the top 5, top 10, getting close to doing pretty a lot more revenue than they were doing before. I feel like Ava came in, at least from what I see, like cash collected wise.
100%.
And so it's just really interesting. And I feel like there's some of those people that maybe beliefs were broken. Because now it's like, oh, it is possible to do this. Oh, I can actually do that, right? And then it's like, well, yeah, my conversation's dialed in. Let me listen to the number one guy, take and copy what she's doing, right? In my own words, sort of say. And then, dude, I'm kind of getting to that spot where it's like, oh, I'm unlocking that next level.
That's right.
Right?
A belief issue.
Belief issue, man.
Like Roger Bannister, I don't know.
No.
Roger well, you know the name. He's the guy that broke the 4-minute mile.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah. And then once he broke it, then everybody started breaking the 4-minute mile. Ava comes into the organization. She kind of broke our 4-minute mile. It was like, oh, you can't do over 200,000 sales. Ava comes in, does 400,000. 400,000. Everybody's mind blown. Like, oh, damn. But to your point, everybody now starts making more money. Why? Yeah. Did anything change?
No.
Nothing changed. Only their limiting beliefs on what's possible.
That's right.
So it's like, bro, it's powerful.
By the way, if you haven't seen Ava's episode, guys, just go 2 or 3 episodes back. We had the fortune, actually, we took about 25 of our top closers down to Florida for Patrick Bet-David's DeVault event. So we did a lot of awesome team building. We went out, we had fun. We did, personal development, professionally, personally. So it was really awesome. And so I had the fortune and the pleasure out there to interview a few of our reps that haven't been able to come down to the studios right here in Southern California. So we took the opportunity to interview them for the first time outside of the studio. So you don't want to miss those episodes. David Sullivan, guys, if you go back and watch David's episode, the dude's had military background, right? Been with the company 3 months and broke 16,000 in commissions by his 3rd month, right? Following that was Ava Mistruzzi, probably the youngest closer that we have on our team, and consistently doing 40 to 50,000 a month in commissions. I had the honor and pleasure to bring her on the podcast. And then we also had Kevin Fong, right? Consistently being able to produce 20 to 30,000 every single month in commissions.
Heck yeah.
And him getting really deep into this story and talking about, man, where he was at to where he's at now, like just apples and oranges, but just to inspire and show you like what is really possible. So I'm going to highly recommend to go watch those episodes. If you haven't seen them, they'll definitely be a game changer for you. So one of the things, I'm curious, right? In your opinion, what do you think are the mindset shifts that a top 20% closer has versus like the 80% rest of the closers there? And how can someone cultivate that level of mindset?
Man, I think it's the age-old question. I think at the root of almost everything significant that people do is they forego the victim mentality. We've talked about this before, but man, I can't tell you how many times, Mike, a closer just wants to give an excuse for why they're not performing. It's
I hear it every day.
A lead issue. It's a funnel issue. It's a life's hectic issue. It's always something. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, I'm not getting the results I want because of X. And every top performer, everybody that is doing anything significant in life, that is going to levels that everybody's like wondering how the hell are they doing it, is because they have no victim mentality. Everything's their fault. They're like, dude, I'm not closing because I'm not good enough. I could be doing better. I could be taking more calls. I could be following up more. I could be working on my script. I could be role playing more. Dude, that's how they think. Like you'll never hear somebody great give an excuse.
Damn, that's powerful, man.
And so like for the audience listening, it's like, dude, and the more that we've run we've been in business, Mike, and we've been running one call closers, and the more that we've been doing this game, and the more we see top producers, and the more we have the bottom 80%, the less and less patient I feel like I get with people. Because I'm like, damn, dude, I'm just tired of hearing why you're not closing. Like, give me another excuse. Tell me another reason why you're not closing. I'm on T3 leads. Okay, that's great, dude. So is that guy, and he just did 150,000 cash collected this month. What else? Oh, but he's getting different leads than me. So, dude, I think honestly, if somebody can just eradicate if you could just train yourself, anytime you want to just give a but statement, yeah, I could, but I know that person's doing that, but it's like, just get rid of all the buts in your life. You know what I'm saying? And just say, it's my fault. I'm not doing everything possible to reach what I want to reach. And that's just the reality, dude.
Yeah.
I think that's clearly, I think that's I don't think most people want to hear that because they want like a shortcut. They want the secret to success. But man, if there's no secret.
No, man. I just did a coaching session on this, and somebody asked me, like, bro, Mike, like, because I talk about, I've been that person. I've struggled with discipline. I've been a guy who's lost 60 pounds twice, right?
Yeah,
I've gained the weight, lost it, gained it again, lost it again, right? And I'm finally at a spot where I feel like, and I'm like, dude, okay, I don't have to rely on external motivation anymore, right? It doesn't matter how I feel. I'm just going to do it. And so the question was, well, how do you get there, right? And I'm like, well, I can only give you the real raw answer from my experience. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, right? And so the raw answer to that was like, dude, I just got sick and tired of being sick and tired. I got sick and tired of saying I want all these things and I'm going to do all these things and I don't show up for myself. I got sick and tired of saying I'm going to go to the gym or I'm going to do this reading or I'm going to do that. And then half the time I show up and half the time I don't. And not realizing what that's doing, dude, is it's creating a bad self-reflection of my self-identity, my self-image, which you talk to me a lot about. And I didn't even realize that's what's happening. But then you don't know, subconsciously in the back of your mind, you're like, dude, I'm never the person that I say I'm going to be. When I say I'm going to do something, I don't know if I'm going to do it.
That's right.
I'm just saying I am, but deep down inside, there's just like a level of like, man, I don't know, That's right. I might show up tomorrow. I might not.
That's right.
And it's like, well, when did it change? It just changed from pain and just being, again, sick and tired of being sick and tired.
100%.
But making a freaking decision to just understand, like, dude, like if you're here and you want to be great and greatness is what you're chasing, which I think everyone in sales, you want some form of greatness. Otherwise, you wouldn't have probably wanted to choose this profession.
That's right.
And something so competitive.
That's right.
Right. But it's like, dude, if you could just understand, like, you have to show up no matter how you feel, right? And it's not something that necessarily like overnight you might be able to flip the switch, but it starts with small incremental steps, right? Making little changes. Like for me, it was like, dude, I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep saying I'm going to go to gym at 5 a.m. and not going. I'm just going to cut that out. And so it's like, well, I might still wake up early and go to the gym, but I'm not putting it on my calendar and I'm not telling myself I'm going to do it.
That's right.
And then in fact, I show up and then that builds my confidence, my self-image, my self-identity. Because it's like, oh dude, I said I wasn't going to do something. Guess what? I just showed up and got it done.
That's right.
And I started developing this new muscle like, oh man, like, oh, I get it now. I got to the spot where I understand the greats like yourself, like Bedros, like all the people I've been around. It's like, oh dude, you just show up. It doesn't matter what circumstances don't change responsibilities is what I realized, dude.
It never will.
Yeah. And so it's like, dude, it's like life's going to throw things at you all the freaking time. Today you're dealing with ABC problems. Tomorrow you got XYZ problems, bro.
That's right.
Like if you think you have a lot on your plate today, wait until you have all these other things happening. Wait until you have kids. Wait until you have a house. Wait until you have responsibilities. Wait until all these things go wrong and all the different things and businesses investing. All like, bro, like there's so many things there.
That's right.
It's so crazy. And it's just, again, I feel like, I don't know if there's anything you want to add on to that, but for me, it's just, I feel like it's a muscle I developed. And I'm like, dude, if I'm sick, I got life showing up, I got this happening, I got that, I'm just going to show up. I'm just going to do it. And then I'm going to go back into figuring out whatever I have to do with the thing that I have to deal with.
That's right.
And in the most recent example, it's like my cousin just passed away, right? From suicide.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
I freaking came back from Florida. We were out at that event I just talked about. Come back, dude. Following morning, I'm fired up, getting ready to go on my team training. My mom calls me 10 minutes before the team training. Man, I don't have good news to tell you. What happened? I hate getting those calls because I already know someone passed away. This happened like 4 or 5 times already. Jeez. This happened. I'm like, damn, bro. And it was shocking. My 18-year-old cousin, young kid, good-looking kid, man, lot going for him. So much potential. He's taller than me, bigger than me, handsome, like just all the things anyone would want, like all the opportunities in front of him.
Everything.
And to hear like what he did, and it's just like 10 minutes before my meeting. And I'm like, well, I'm in shock. I'm like, you know what, dude? Circumstances don't change responsibilities. I got to show up and I got to give the team my all. Like, I understand this happened. I'm going to have my time to mourn. And I know I'm in shock right now. But it's like, dude, it's like just an example I wanted to bring up, something that just happened, right? It's like, although that happened, it's messed up. It's like, dude, I got responsibilities. I have things that I need to take care of, right? And you have to show up, dude. That's right. All that matters, right? I think you talked about it. Show up, suit up, and close up, right?
Close up, yeah. Dude, I think there's a lot we can unpack there. But what I'll say is, I mean, even just watching you, Mike, right? I've seen you change, bro. I've seen you change. And a large part of it, I think, is you hit it on the head, is your identity. You've upgraded your identity. Because I remember the Mike that was, even your body right now, like for the audience, Mike, you've lost a lot of weight, dude. Maybe not weight per se, but your body composition has really shifted, right? You've struggled with weight your whole life. You've been open about it. Yep. But like, I've never seen you so dialed in. I've never seen you just consistently going to the gym the way you have been, even on top of the stressors, right? Running a team, multiple teams, podcast, life circumstances. You're trying to do apartment buildings, running out of cash there, trying to get stuff done. Like, you got a lot of stuff, brand new baby.
Son with autism.
Yeah, your son with autism. So you got a lot of stressors in life, but you're doing it. Do you know what I'm saying? And so there's this thing where they say the rich get richer, right? And the poor get poorer. And I believe that cycle is caused by identity, because eventually you hit this point in your life, and you might even be experiencing this now, where your identity is so powerful that it starts compounding faster than anything else in your life. Right? I'll give you an example of this, dude. Stephen Jones, right? You know Stephen Jones.
Big bad Stephen Jones, baby.
Big bad Stephen Jones. He's one of the top closers for an account that we have, Bradley. And this guy, just watch how he talks about himself. What does he say? He says, I am a top producer. I am a top producer. He has adopted that identity. Anywhere Stephen goes, guess what he will be?
Top producer.
He will be a top producer because he says it, he claims it, he speaks it. It's who he is. And he does what a top producer does. What does a top producer do? Doesn't make excuses. He shows up. He takes more calls. He takes more feedback. He takes calls right in front of us. He wants to get better. He's always asking for more. Hey, dude, how do I tweak this? That's what a top producer does. It's not but here's the key. It's not the behaviors that defines Stephen. It's the identity, that defines Stephen, right? And I go talk to somebody for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I will tell you their future by the way they talk about themselves, right? Oh man, it's been a rough week. The leads have been I can already tell where this person's going. I don't need to know anything else about that guy. I know in a month from now, guess where he's going to be? Complaining, in a bad spot, not making any money.
Yeah.
Just by how they speak, dude. Yeah. And so it's like that identity portion, bro. Your identity is before you do. You can't do what you are not.
You do.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do it unless you are it. And so that took me years, man. I followed this guy, Jim Fortin, because my identity. Be do have, man. And I did so much identity work. And I
remember you turned me on to Jim Fortin back in Bitbody,
man. He was all about identity, and it really just transformed me, man, because I realized, I was like, dude, I'm not getting the results in my life, not because of my actions, right? Everybody tries to focus on the behaviors. Oh, I need to start reading more. I need to start going to the gym. I need to start, treating my wife better. I need to start taking more calls. But those are behaviors. Dude, behavior change does not last. Guess how many people will do a January, I'm going to get fit declaration. How many people last like a month?
Oh, probably 80 to 90% of people.
Drop off.
Yeah.
Why? Because they were trying to change their behavior. But guess what, dude? You don't fall back to your behaviors. You always fall back to your identity.
Damn.
And so if you just change your identity, everything else falls into place, dude. Right? Eventually, like, I wake up, I work out, not because I want to go work out. And it's because I'm a fit guy. Like, I tell myself I'm fit. I'm not going to get out of shape. Right? I'm not going to be that guy. So what do? I work out. Do you know how much easier it is for me to just go work out because I have that identity? If I didn't have that identity, I would never be able to just go work out all the time.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so hopefully that's an aha moment for somebody watching this. But
it's an aha for me, bro. It's aha for me. That's for sure.
It was aha for me.
Yeah.
For years, I tried to change behaviors and I didn't understand why it wasn't working until I was like, oh, damn, I got to change my identity. Then everything changes. It's nothing more than a belief about yourself, dude. What do you say? What do you say about yourself? Oh, I'm big boned. Oh man, my whole family's genetically,
Right.
dude, we're all overweight. Like,
Yeah.
like that stuff curses you, bro. That's your identity. That's who you are. That's who you believe everything. And then your whole reality is distorted because now you have this false perception of everything, which we all have a false perception to some, but might as well make it a perception that's going to benefit you. Right.
100%.
So yeah, that's my little rant. Little rant for the day.
Oh man, I hope you guys are fired up. There's like nuggets on nuggets on nuggets in this call right here, man. And this is just two dudes getting vulnerable and just keeping it raw and real, right? Like based on our experiences and the things that we've been able to learn and grow with. So this is powerful, man. This is powerful. Two more quick questions, man. So what fires the rich man up most today?
Oh man, that's a good question, dude. What fires the rich man up most today? Dude, I would say, well, personal wise, I think I'm entering a cool spot in life because we got the 4 kids, right? So me and Haley, my wife, Haley, I feel like we're just entering a cool season in life because the kids are older. Our youngest is now 4 years old, right? And so we're entering the season where Haley and I can kind of start reconnecting again. And like having more time together, being able to go on more date nights and sleep and all these things that when you're in the thick of raising kids, you just kind of lose track of a lot of things, right? Because it's just total chaos. Kids are, we had 4 kids. So every time she was nursing and then they're crying and then you got this, it's just always chaos. But now we're entering this cool season that I'm excited about, not only because of me and Haley, we get to kind of reconnect and stuff, but also we get to see the kids like mature and develop, you know what I'm saying? Like their own personalities are coming out and we get to kind of form and direct their lives, right? By kind of calling out those identities in their life. Like, hey son, you're naturally great at this. Hey son, you're great at that. And then watching them adopt that identity and then start like moving forward in life, That's
so awesome.
And I'm fired up right now because we just got Riker, like
your oldest is 9.
9. Yeah. Riker's 9. And we just got him like the John Maxwell books. So
really?
Like now he's he's a good reader. Like he knows how to like
at 9.
He's very awesome. He's very intelligent. So we just got him like the leader within the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. He's reading a book called Mental Toughness by so like these like life things are starting to really light me up because it's like they're getting older, and it's like cool watching that whole phase. They're playing football. So I would say that's really kind of lighting me up, that new season, that new chapter of life. And then obviously in business, I mean, I just love watching. Dude, all we've been doing, Mike, and I think you're included in this, is we've just been doing sales, man, for the last 10 years or whatever. Yeah. So sales is kind of our life. Sales is kind of what we do everything around. And I'm fired up by the mission of just trying to help people make better decisions,
I love that.
Because I think that's what sales is, right? It's trying to help somebody make a better decision for their life. And if we can do that at scale, it's a lot of impact.
It's a lot of impact, man. Especially just knowing some of the stories we have, some of the lives that have been changed, whether it's team members or clients that bought from team members. Oh, there's just like never ending stories, right? And that's right. There's never ending stories and there's a never ending amount of stories we'll never hear. That's right. The other part of it. That's right. So it's like there's all this great stuff we hear. Some of the clients that have bought, they get put in these private communities, Facebook groups, school groups, and we start seeing their testimonials and this happening, that happening. But then there's so many, like, we just won't know what happened. Like, I'll give you an example, dude. Like, think about this. How many Fit Body boot camps have you and I sold? Probably about, 250 to 300 together. Maybe the both of us combined. We've had a good portion in the years we were there and we helped scale and grow the gyms. Think about how many people opened up a Fit Body Bootcamp franchise and how many people walked into their business, 200, 300, 400, 500 customers, and how many of those people's lives got saved and changed because we helped them make a decision and inspired them to open that gym, and they got to change hundreds of lives, God knows, maybe thousands of lives per location, per franchise owner. And it's like, dude, we'll never hear those stories. There's probably so many people that got off of medication, right? Didn't have to freaking take diabetes stuff anymore. Didn't have to get back surgeries. Didn't have to do X, Y, or Z. We'll never know about that.
That's right.
But all of that started with just making a sale, dude.
Making a sale.
And it just fires me up to know, like, dude, can you imagine how many, probably tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people we've impacted that we'll never know about. And I know we know a lot about hundreds and thousands we have, but imagine there's so much more that we'll never know about. And it's so crazy. I think about that a lot because I'm like, damn, dude, like we'll never really know, but it's so cool to think about that. It's like,
it is cool to
so many lives have been changed.
Tons of lives.
That's just with one Fit Body, people, hundreds of lives have changed. Imagine all the other products and services we've sold over the last decade.
And, you know, the thing that I think is crazy too is it just started with one decision.
One decision.
One decision.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I like that phrase too. You know, you're always one decision away from a completely new life. I've experienced that. You've probably experienced that with one or two decisions. Now that could be for the worse or for the better. And I've done both too.
Yeah, I have too.
I've done both.
I'd certainly have both.
Yeah, you've done both. But I think that's cool, man. I think one decision, dude, like think about that. Like you're watching this right now to know that you're just one decision away from a completely new life is pretty amazing to me.
That's freaking awesome, man. And speaking of one decision away, guys, like if you're serious about changing your life and actually being one decision away, and you're like, dude, whatever these guys got going on, I want to be a part of it. I'm going to highly, highly encourage you to click that first link in the description below and schedule a call with us to talk about potentially getting placed into our sales agency, One Call Closers, right, on one of the offers. And we have a lot of reputable offers. There's so many people that have a hard time finding a legitimate offer to sell in the space. And we have a few of them, guys, for some of the biggest names in the space. And if you're serious about getting started, if you're serious about helping other people change their lives and changing your lives at the same time, you don't want to miss this opportunity, guys. And I promise you, like, opportunities come and go. They don't last forever. They're here now and they're gone tomorrow. So if you're someone who's like, dude, I want to be a high ticket closer. I want to sell for a legitimate offer. I want to get warm inbound leads on my calendar. I want to have the greatest leadership on planet Earth next to me, guiding me through every step of the way. Then click the first link in the description below and schedule a call with us. I promise you it'll be a game changer if you get on board with us.
Heck yeah.
And if that's not you quite yet, right? Guys, like I started the call off today talking about Rajiv. This gentleman in just 1 month made as much money as he had in the last year, 12 months behind, with just free stuff, right? You don't have to pay for any of it. So either way, if you're not ready to freaking take the first step in the first link, then get inside of the school community, click the second link. That alone will be a game changer and a life changer for you. Yeah. I promise. You should see the testimonials that we have in there. Last question, Richmond. I don't know if I've asked you this, but I've kind of started a little, I don't know if you want to call it a series, but series. You know, just
a documentary.
Yeah. I think I did ask you this. No, I haven't. I asked you who the most, if there is a sales influencer that you'd want to, like, if you haven't met or haven't coached or mentored with, that you'd maybe want to spend an hour or two with that dinner. I don't know if you have a person in mind or if
did I answer that?
I don't remember. Because I think I remember asking you, it was your favorite sales movie. And I think followed that question the last time you were on. I might have asked you the second follow. But if not, maybe you have someone fresh on your mind today that wasn't the same person before, and maybe you have answered it, maybe you haven't. Is there a thought leader or a sales influencer in the space?
They have to be alive, or could they be dead?
They could definitely be dead.
So, I mean, two guys that come to mind, because well, the one guy that I just love and I've tried to read all his books is Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill. It would be kind of cool to talk to Napoleon Hill.
It'd be interesting.
He was so far ahead of his time, bro. Mm-hmm. You read his books, they're like from 20 or something?
They're so relevant today.
They're so relevant today.
It sounds like everything going on with life, politics, like everything, just like corporate, like
everything.
All of it.
His sales is like how to get ahead in life. Like, it was like, dude, everybody just copies basically Napoleon Hill and regurgitates it in some way. So I think I would be really cool to talk to Napoleon Hill.
Yeah.
Another guy that comes to mind is Dale Carnegie.
Dale Carnegie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the guy that wrote How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Yeah.
And so I do think that's probably one of the best books ever on like just overall communication and influence.
That's awesome.
You know, that would be really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I hear you, dude. I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, man, with that being said, Rich,
how about
man,
you?
For me,
yeah, what would you say?
You know, I've thought about Napoleon Hill a lot because of I think some of the interviews he's done and the people he's had conversations with, the insight that he's had at that point in time. Other than that, you know, I think I've had the fortune to recently, we met Patrick Bet-David at Mar-a-Lago, which was pretty freaking cool.
PBD, baby.
Yeah. So I think that was an experience, and didn't quite have a chance to have like a dinner with him, but that I think that would be a cool opportunity to have maybe an hour or two to spend with Pat.
Is he Armenian?
He's Armenian.
He's Armenian.
Yeah, he's Armenian. Half Armenian, half Assyrian.
That's right.
Those are the two countries always fighting about who was the first Christian nation. Armenians are always like, it was us. Assyrians like, no, it was us. But officially on record, just so you guys know,
Armenians.
301 AD, Armenia was the first nation to adopt Christianity as a national religion.
Interesting.
It's interesting to know because before that, they were fire worshippers. They would worship fire. That
like
was
just the many gods or whatever. Interesting.
They had some elements of like following kind of like the Greek gods at some point in time in the 1200s, the 1300s, back when there was like what they would call the kingdom of Sicilia, was an Armenian kingdom in about the 1400s. It was the last kind of era Armenia had its own kingdom.
Interesting.
Actually, my tattoo right here, I don't know if you could see, but this knight right here is an Armenian knight holding the flag of the kingdom of Armenia at the time.
Really?
So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, so so it's interesting. Now that we're on this topic, so another fun fact, dude. So if you Google like the oldest nations in the world, like China's on there. Armenia is also on there. So it's one of the oldest nations and people in the entire world. So there's not many of us around today. There's about 15 million of us, which is a tiny, tiny, tiny little fraction of the world.
Wow.
But for the 15 million that are around, as you could probably tell, I'm very proud every time. And
that's crazy.
You always laugh about it.
I learned a lot of new stuff. I never knew that tattoo had anything to do with that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the last time Armenia had a kingdom is their flag for the kingdom. Bro. So fun fact.
That's great. Yeah.
But dude, awesome. So Pat would probably be someone I'd want to spend a little bit more intimate time with, you know. I think Brad Lee's freaking awesome to be able to work with him and
Big Bad Brad.
Be a partner with Brad, I think is really incredible considering like he's one of the first reasons I got into the space.
100%.
I think I've shared before, but like really Ty Lopez was what got for me to get into the space to begin with. Huh? Yeah, the spark. Yeah. Bedros had a huge hand in it, but at the same time, the two other guys that I really religiously followed like 10 years ago were Grant Cardone and Brad Lee. And Brad, I mean, there's so much I learned from him. I've listened to so much of his podcasts and he keeps it raw. He keeps it real. So
that's crazy, man.
You know, spending some time with him. We're going to Vegas soon.
Oh yeah. We're going to go Vegas,
I'm excited for that.
Brad man.
Get to meet the Brad man, get to go to Lightspeed VT headquarters and
that's right.
Have some fun. So that should be
full
awesome.
Circle, man. That's full circle.
Yeah.
You've been following how many years since at least 10 plus years?
At least 10 that I know of. At least 10, maybe 11, 12 ish.
And now to sell for him is crazy.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
I'm going to actually take him. So I took maybe about 7 or 8 years ago, I took a photo with him at Grant Cardone's, what is the conference he does?
A 10X?
10X conference, yeah. So the first time I met Brad, dude, it was at the 10X conference with Rita.
You told me about this.
And this was like 8 years ago. And I freaking, he was just walking in the lobby. And I was like, for me, it was like a big deal. I was like, oh, Brad, like it's Brad Lee, bro. It's freaking Brad Lee, you know? And so I walked up to him and dude, he was such a normal person.
Nice
like
dude.
Grant wasn't like that at all. I saw Grant in the hallways. I tried to say hi to him. He didn't like
give you the time of day.
He didn't give you the time of day.
Yeah.
He just made you know, like, dude, I'm busy right now. I got a mission. I'm doing my thing. Like, don't talk to me. Don't bother me.
Brad was opposite, huh?
Bradley was the complete opposite, dude. He stopped what he was doing, shook my hand, started asking me questions, talking to me, like wanting to understand what I'm doing there, X, Y, and Z. Another person during that same event that actually this was a different event, but also Grant was there and actually had Nobu with Grant that day.
Oh, you told me about Nobu.
At Hard Rock.
That's right.
So I was with Floyd Mayweather's pilot at the time and Captain Ryan was there. And so we kind of hit it off and stuff.
That's crazy.
But another dude I ran into during Cole Hatter's Thrive event, you know Cole Hatter.
I know Cole Hatter, yeah. Big real estate guy.
He was doing an event and Ty Lopez came to speak, dude.
Ty Lopez.
And he was like, I don't know, you know those bodyguards? Man, what was one of the bodyguards' name? Rome. Was it Rome? Like there's one of his bodyguards is known. He was like just a dude everybody knew if you followed Ty. I think Rome was his name. Rome. Or he's still with him now.
Fun fact, Rome is one of the rarest names in the world.
Really?
Yeah, it is. I looked this up.
Huh.
Yeah, I just recently looked this up.
Wow.
I know.
You're trying to have another baby?
No, my son asked me, Dad, what's the rarest name in the world?
So you Googled it.
I Googled it. And Rome was one of them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, dude, I saw Ty Lopez in the middle of the hallway, 4 bodyguards, and I was like, Ty, what's up, man? And the dude like literally stopped.
Oh, he stopped and said hi. And
he stopped, bro. He said hi. His bodyguards were like a little thing, but he's like, no, it's cool. And we talked, shook his hand, told him I'm a huge fan, you know, changed my life, it's the whole thing, you know, and then we just kind of we took a quick photo and parted ways, man. But
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So what were we going to say? You're going to take something to Brad? Are you going to take him the picture? Or
yes.
Picture?
All that to say, dude, is I'm going to take him a picture that I took with him at the 10X Growth Conference. So like, to go from where I was at to where I am today, that's crazy. to working together.
Photoshop me in there and be like, oh yeah, we're
Hey, we got a lot of AI tools today, right? Speaking of AI, we can do. No, man, that's awesome, bro. I appreciate you coming on, Rich, man. Thank you so much for your time, dude. It means a lot. I know you're busy. I know you got a lot of things going on. So looking forward to having you back up again. Guys, again, if you're serious about breaking into the space, join the free community. If you're serious about taking your life to that next level, click the first link in the description below. Sign up for some coaching with us, some placement, and change your freaking life. We hope to see you on the next episode. I got some exciting guests lined up for you. By the way, last piece here. We have our annual Christmas party coming up. And if you haven't been to a One Call Closers Christmas party, you haven't done it right. Because guys, I've been at a lot of Christmas parties throughout the years, and there's no party like I've been like a 1cc Christmas party. I mean, all out is an understatement for what Rich and Haley put together for everyone. So if you're part of the team, I hope you're ass registered. If you ain't part of the team, get in right now. Sign up for that first link. Let us know you want to come down to Christmas party here in SoCal. That's right. And we can maybe get you in, right? That's right. You got to sign up first to let me know. And I promise you, these are epic. These are game-changing parties. So we hope to see you down there, and we're looking forward to it. All that to be said, I have a lot of guests that are coming back into town. So we'll be having a lot of nice shows lined up for you here over the next 2 to 3 months. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay.
That being said, Rich, man, thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you coming down, man. Nothing but love and appreciation for you. Looking forward to doing it again.
Much love.
We'll see you guys on the next one.
Peace out.